Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's lesson plan has suspense, it has monsters, and it has some pretty decent special effects. It has minimal but very effective gore. This is kind of a good one. I really enjoyed this one, and I think you're going to like it too. A cinematic class is about to begin, and your professor is in. Greetings, salutations, another sundry affair. I am your cinematic professor and purveyor of truth in movies. And the truth is, although this movie has some themes and tropes which are very familiar to lovers of sci-fi, it still comes off really cool. And it's a neat movie. I think a lot of it is because of the way this movie is paced. It's a constant, slow build so that when the final reels kick in, you're pretty much ready for just about anything. You see, Zero Airlines Flight 298 has taken off on a routine evening flight to New Orleans, or as they say, Nolans. Okay. Now, shortly after reaching their cruising altitude, a passenger, rather feverish, becomes very violent. He begins screaming about the plane not being safe and the people on the plane being in dire straits. Finally, he collapses all the way back in the rear galley, dead. Meantime, outside the window of the plane, the passengers can see an impossibly prismatic storm, which materializes and then seems to be moving with the plane and with intention. What is happening, and who or what is causing all this?
My name is Jeremy Darm. I was a passenger on Flight 298. What I'm about to show you, it's happening right now. It is real.
This is your captain speaking. We've reached cruising altitude. Please sit back and enjoy the flight.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I saw lights in the cloud. They were moving. I think she must have ruptured her eardrum.
You're bleeding too.
What is wrong with your eye?
If any passengers have started feeling sick since departure, could you please press the flight attendant button? We're getting electrical interference. The pilots aren't responding.
No one's flying the plane.
You see it, don't you?
Something's in here.
Okay, before we dissect tonight's lesson plan and go behind and in front of the camera, let me remind you we are in the very midst, the peak, the pinnacle of grilling season, and no one should be grilling out in the yard where other people can see you without wearing the official Outtakes with Rex Real grilling apron. We've got two different kinds. There is the single head black one here, and there is the multi red one. So, whether you want a whole lot of design or just a nice simple design, you can be king of the grilling season with your official Outtakes with Rex Real grilling apron. They are now on sale at the official Outtakes with Rex Real store. Here's the URL for you. Check it on out. Get yours today. Hey, don't delay because grilling season, as we all know, goes quickly. Grab it now while you can. Okay, let's take a minute to go in front of the camera and take a look at our stars here for this movie. There's a lot of different characters in this. It's kind of an ensemble piece. But I guess if we had to pick one main protagonist, that would be Jeremy. And Jeremy is played by Tom Brittney. Now, Tom is probably best known for starring in the PBS series Grant Chester. I know the lovely and talented Mrs. Mastracci found that show and she watched it rather religiously. He'll soon appear in MGM, the series called The Westies. That will appear on the streamer MGM Plus, and he's already has a role in Fall 2. The Fall movie was about falling off a needlepoint or something, pyramid, and this one I think is on a bridge or something, some kind of nonsense like that. Okay. Betsy English stars in this also. She plays Rachel in the movie. She's best known for her work in Hulu's series version of Four Weddings and a Funeral. She also appeared on the Tracy Ullman Show. That show is always interesting, and when you work aside Tracy, you get some serious chops as far as being in TV. Her next movie is something called Unearthly, and we'll keep an eye open for that one. Okay, if we go behind the camera and you even give a cursory view of the end credits, you'll see this movie was made in Russia or Ukraine or Czech or one of those other communist countries somewhere over there. It was directed by Stephen Quayle and it was written by Steven Susko. Now brace yourself because those are the only two reasonably normal names that are going to come out of this. Let me back up just a little bit. The two Stevens have done a very good job here. Stephen with a V is the director, okay? And as I said, the way he's orchestrated this one, a lot of it will have to do with the editor, whom I'll mention in a bit, but the way he's orchestrated this, it's a very slow, consistent build. Haven't seen a movie do that in quite some time, and that's why this one is really so refreshing. Now, the writer, Stephen, with a PH, has done a really nice job in putting this together. He has, although it's an ensemble cast, which I mentioned earlier, he's made it so that in a relatively short span of time, the audiences will be able to immediately identify with the various characters who are on the plane and the role that they're going to fit into the story. It relies heavily on stereotypes, but let's face it, that's usually the fastest and the quickest way to develop character. Okay, now we get, here are the names, you'll see what I'm talking about. I want to mention Nikolai Bonev. He is the CG supervisor, and he has done a very good job on this. A lot of his CG is kind of run-of-the-mill, kind of mundane, while the plane is establishing that there is a problem. Once we know what that problem is, okay, this stuff really shoots off and really grabs hold of the viewer. And a lot of that is due to the visual effects supervisor, who is Stanislav Dragiev. Okay? All righty. Let us move on here to the visual effects editor. That is Nikolai Panchov, and he's done a really nice job in putting this together. When they give the end credits in this thing, as is the penchant for movies that come from the communist Eastern Bloc, they don't do them like a lot of the Western cultures do. We list the director of photography, the editor, the composer. Instead, they immerse these people right into the. So, for example, they'll have post production, and then they'll have editors, and then they'll list all of them. And there's not like one editor that they put above everybody else. Like everybody has to share in the collective. I guess it's part of communism. I guess I don't know. That'll go poorly with people who believe in American individualism. Yeah, but apparently it fits over there. The main cameraman over there was Gio Ivanov, and you got to assume since he's the main cameraman that he hoarded over all the rest of the other cameramen, and I guess he's the closest thing they'll come to a DP in that respect, and that's why Pachov is primarily the editor for this thing, and the pacing of it, again, I got to tell you, is really, really good. You'll sit down, you start watching this movie, and then you'll see that you're getting a little bit closer and closer and closer to the screen as it really draws you in. So, in conclusion, let me tell you that this movie, Black Box, is a film that relies heavily on the drama it creates and the character setup, which it does well and does quickly. And of course, everybody's innate fear of flying plays a big part in it too. And this all slowly builds up to a very monstrous reality. It is very well crafted. It is nicely paced. It is a sci-fi thriller. I think you'll enjoy watching this. I know I did. It mixes a disaster movie motif. Think back to the heyday of disaster movies, the Irwin Allen type thing, like Airport 1975, that type of thing, and then mix it with alien invasion themes in the vein of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, okay? And you'll get an idea of what's going on here. It's good. It's a lot of fun. Black Box is an exciting view. We're going to give this one an A. I liked it a lot. And now that you have learned what you have learned, make sure you click like and also click subscribe wherever you're watching this review so that you stay on the not cutting but bleeding edge of what's going down in Tinseltown and with reviews you can use. Don't forget about the official Outtakes with Rex grilling apron as well. And now that you have learned what you have learned, here endeth your lesson